By desiring little, a poor man makes himself rich. The world is a stage, life is a drama, God is the director, and we are all actors. Happiness resides not in possessions and not in gold. Happiness dwells in the soul. The wise find pleasure in water. The virtuous find pleasure in hills. The wise are active. The virtuous are tranquil. The wise are joyful. The virtuous are long-lived. The world is full of suffering, but it is also full of overcoming it. Nature does nothing in vain. Everything existing in the universe is the fruit of chance and necessity. The easiest and noblest way is not to be crushing others, but to be improving yourselves. Hope of ill gain is the beginning of loss. Ignorance the root and stem of all evil. Boldness is the beginning of action, but fortune controls how it ends. Time is a created thing. To say I don't have time is like saying I don't want to. Men have created gods after their own image, not only with regard to their form, but with regard to their mode of life. A life without investigation is not worth living. The soul is dyed the color of its thoughts. Think only on those things that are in line with your principles and can bear the full light of day. The content of your character is your choice, day by day. What you do is who you become. Your integrity is your destiny. It is the light that guides your way. The most beautiful thing we can experience is the mysterious. It is the source of all true art and all science. Do not trust all men, but trust men of worth. The former course is silly, the latter a mark of prudence. Small opportunities are often the beginning of great enterprises. It is better to destroy one's own errors than those of others. It is impossible to be a philosopher without being a poet in soul. Education is an ornament in prosperity and a refuge in adversity. If you want to make a friend, let someone do you a favor. It is better to be envied than pitied. The measure of a man is what he does with power. The beginning of wisdom is to call things by their proper name. The universe is full of magical things, patiently waiting for our wits to grow sharper. Good people do not need laws to tell them to act responsibly, while bad people will find a way around the laws. I would rather discover one explanation in philosophy than 10 in mechanics. Wisdom comes alone through suffering. The sweetest of all sounds is praise. Circumstances rule men. Men do not rule circumstances. There is no such thing as a great talent without great willpower. The man who is not a good servant will not be a good master. The excellence of the soul is understanding. For the man who understands is conscious, devoted, and already godlike. The noble-minded are calm and steady. Little people are forever fussing and fretting. If you want to live a happy life, tie it to a goal, not to people or things. Moderation is the best thing. To do nothing is also a good remedy. Good means not merely not to do wrong, but rather not to desire to do wrong. Without music, life would be a mistake. Those who are too smart to engage in politics are punished by being governed by those who are dumber. The sun is new each day. It is the same thing in us that is quick to be moved and quick to be angry. Men's opinions are infinite. A man's character is his fate. It is better to be silent and thought a fool than to speak and remove all doubt. Love is composed of a single soul inhabiting the bodies. The best way to avenge yourself is to not be like that. Everywhere man blames nature and fate, yet his fate is mostly but the echo of his character and passion, his mistakes and his weaknesses. Happiness and sadness run parallel to each other. When one takes a rest, the other one tends to take up the slack. Life is an open secret. Don't waste time and go find the secret. To be happy, we must not be too concerned with others. No man ever steps in the same river twice, for it's not the same river, and he's not the same man. It is better to be hated for what you are than to be loved for what you are not. He who knows all the answers has not been asked all the questions. It is more important to know where you are going than to get there quickly. Do not mistake activity for achievement. The beginning and the end are common to all men, but the middle part is the lot of the few. Men are deceived in their opinions more often than in their facts. Those who are awake have a world in common, but the sleeping turn aside each into a world of his own. Be content with what you have, rejoice in the way things are. When you realize there is nothing lacking, the whole world belongs to you. It is better to fall in with crows than with flatterers, for in the one case you are devoured when dead, in the other case while alive. The best way to keep your friends is not to give them away. We are what we repeatedly do. Excellence, then, is not an act, but a habit. Everything has beauty, but not everyone sees it. The mind is everything. What you think, you become. The greatest wealth is to live content with little. All things are in motion, nothing is at rest. As for me, all I know is that I know nothing. It is a great wealth to a soul to live frugally, with a contented mind. There is only one way to happiness, and that is to cease worrying about things which are beyond the power of our will. Wealth consists not in having great possessions, but in having few wants. You cannot step twice into the same river, for other waters are continually flowing on. True knowledge exists in knowing that you know nothing. Friends are the siblings God never gave us. Hope is the only good that is common to all men. Those who have nothing else possess hope still. The universe is full of magical things patiently, waiting for our wits to grow sharper. The gods, too, are fond of a joke. The greatest blessing in life is the love of knowledge. Courage is the first of human qualities, because it is the quality which guarantees all others. It is better to be alone than in bad company. I would rather discover one true cause than gain the kingdom of Persia. All is number. The eyes are more exact witnesses than the ears. Nature is won by nature's own weapons. The way up and the way down are one and the same. Wisdom is the supreme part of happiness. The man who has begun to live more seriously within begins to live more simply without. Those who make peaceful revolution impossible will make violent revolution inevitable. Our envy always lasts longer than the happiness of those we envy. Freedom in general may be defined as the absence of obstacles to the realization of desires. The worst pain a man can suffer, to have insight into much and power over nothing. It is not enough to have a good mind. The main thing is to use it well. People sometimes have megalomania. I have micromegalomania. I only want to discover a single cause, a single explanation. The real glory is being knocked to your knees, and then coming back. That's real glory. That's the essence of it. The highest reach of injustice is to be deemed just when you are not. To the wise, life is a problem, to the fool, a solution. Science cannot solve the ultimate mystery of nature, and that is because in the last analysis we ourselves are a part of the mystery that we are trying to solve.